victorious, noble and glorious, forever to reign over us. Oh Lord, he shall arise, scatter his enemies, and make them burn. Confound their politics, frustrate their devilish tricks. On thee our hopes we fix. Save us, Lord. Thy choicest gifts he stores, on he be pleased to pour, and make them burn. Confound their politics, frustrate their devilish tricks. On thee our hopes we fix. He saved us all. And bless us, surprise God. Cherish us, say, God gave us sing. Thy choicest gifts he stores, on he be pleased to pour. Long may he reign, may he defend our laws, and salt our Prussian cause, to sing with soul and voice, sing bless us God.
Evening Shriams, noble divers of the Persian kingdom of Alamak. That was, as you might already guess, your anthem. Though I can't help but imagine that certain parts of it were written by God Kaiser Z, and the choir was giving the sing it amazingly or else treatment. So, what exactly is the Persian kingdom of Alamak VII? Well, the first thing that you're probably going to notice is their homeworld sits smack dab in the middle of the Illuminate death frontier, and a few deployments into their territory will have you finding more vote lists than a Romero movie marathon. Royal Persian forces have been fighting on the front lines of the death frontier since we tossed the Lovecraft fanboys off Super Earth last May, suffering conditions that make Stalingrad or possibly even Fallujah look like a calm, relaxing day at the hydrotherapy spa. But what is their leader, God Kaiser Z? In character, he's a dictator with a love of tradition and does not suffer disloyalty, disobedience, or incompetence, even microscopically. There's not an ounce of surrender in that man, and as long as the Illuminate occupy what he sees as his domain, he will forever be a pain in their tentacles. Oh, well, what does the God Kaiser see as his rightful domain? Well, pretty much all of this general area all over here. The vision's the bare minimum that he requires to build a proper summer home. I am honestly surprised that he did not try to stake a claim to Super Earth, but considering how the Ministry of Truth was treating warmongers attempting that very thing, I think it might speak more to his intelligence that he erred on the side of caution. But what kind of man is Z out of character? A family man who adores his empress and their first child while on the way. A generous man, always involved in some work of charity or another, who is always willing to put the needs of others ahead of his own. If you're in trouble, he will always try to help you. If you're in a fight, you can trust him to have your back. He's one of my best friends, and I am willing to vouch for his character personally. He's a great person, an amazing storyteller, and if you choose the Persian kingdom as your ally, leaders of the wolf divers, you will have a friend for life. That is also the reason behind this promotion. The wolves of the Aesir are considering the Persian kingdom as an ally, but the royalty of Alamak just needs a few more boots on the ground to seal the deal. About 25 more. I have included the proper link in the description below, so if you could find it in your heart, dear listeners, sign on with Z's Super Discord. And then pollute his digital space with cat emojis and gifs until he snaps again, has one of those little villainous fits, and starts craving my blood. What? You didn't think I was doing all of this out of the goodness of my heart, did you? He's my friend, so I've got to mess with him. Them's the rules. But now some news from the galactic sphere. In a mad attempt to grab the last few Factor, Strider, and Leviathan kills that are necessary, those mad maverick renegades within high command have seen fit to administer each to all Helldivers regardless of other loadout choices. Personally, I feel like this kind of thing is attempting to mop up an ocean with a sponge, but Super Earth has demonstrated that they have so many sponges. In every conflict that we've ever had on any theater, I cannot think of a single time we were even remotely in danger of running out of eats. It's basically just a shaped charged projectile crammed into a metal tube and is one of the most basic designs of weapon that one can field before it stops becoming ammunition and starts being an improvised explosive device. Like that PVC napalm soda bottle device that I mentioned this morning that my husband has told me never ever to make. Ever. Aside from that, there is little in the way of movement across the wider galactic sphere. Feels like just another day in the life, doesn't it? Thought divers are still trying to make some progress on Claorell, but for all of their screams of profanity, expended munitions, and DSS support, they have only been able to score 10% liberation value throughout the course of the day. Squid divers are forever outnumbered by the undead and look to be losing control of Valmox by early tomorrow morning. They have stopped requesting reinforcements and are focused instead on attempting to bleed the Illuminate down before they are forced to fall back or die. Honestly, a level 27 STC out of the Illuminate Death Frontier is rather unusual. Could this simply be a sign of frustration from the new musically inclined Squid Overlord, or maybe a harbinger of dark days to come? Fortunately, there is some good news on the horizon. Ambassador Radical has dissolved his Independence League and reformed it into a darker, edgier version of the Freedom Alliance, the Independence Concord, which functions much like the same way as the Alliance does. A loose collaboration of Helldiver clans operating under a mutual defense treaty to come to one another's aid when threatened, and generally follow the coordinations and directions of the higher-ups. They are already packing some serious heavy hitters within their ranks, such as the Devout Genesis Divers, the 5th Intel Wing, the Enigmatic Knights of the Covenant, the Crimson Order, the Prussian Kingdom of Alamak VII, the Chaos Divers, and the Gunvald Republic, just to name a few. While the Freedom Alliance and the Liberty Nexus make up most of the weight within the Liberation Fleet in terms of sheer power and numbers, I have observed that it is that same weight that can sometimes make them a bit slow to react, as was demonstrated during the near disaster that was Operation Trident, where the 95th Roughnecks, 9th Hellraisers, and the Wraith Corps were caught completely out of position by the emerging Great Host Fleet and very nearly suffered massive casualties before the fight for Super Earth even began, if not for the swift intervention from the rest of the community. With the 5th Intel Wing serving as their eyes and ears, the Gunvald Republic selling arms like a Borderlands playthrough, and the Knights of the Covenant sharing their insight into the diseased minds of our greatest enemy, not to mention the Chaos Divers providing more black and red clothing than a Ladybug cosplay convention, the Independence Concord stands as a bulwark against the darkness. Never will we be caught off guard again. We are not about to toss in another mouse to the snake pit. We tossed in our own snake, and sorry to be the one to tell you this, Squidward, our Schwartz is bigger than yours. That's been Liberty's latest with me, Pandaria, the Radio Angel. The Mitchell order is due to wrap up early tomorrow morning, and I am certain that we will be getting some fresh new orders from Command straight away. Who knows, maybe we'll even get a fix for the problematic Epoch cannon, so that shots land in the same postal code that you're aiming for. A girl can dream. For liberty, for freedom, for democracy, and for the preservation of Angel's Refuge.